to the United Stand. I have missed you all and I am back for this afternoon's 2 p.m. show, and it's like buses where you're waiting around and they all come at once. And you know what? Now I'm back. Get ready for some here you goes. I didn't miss any. I'm back. I've got the presents and I'm waiting some here we goes from Fabrizio Romano, and I think we could get them very, very soon. We've got some big updates on De Ligt. The talk of De Ligt not being very advanced doesn't seem to be the case, as this could be medical but very, very soon. Some big updates from Romano coming in on De Ligt, which is really exciting, and I want to talk about that because I've changed my stance on it a little bit as well. Zirkzee as well could be done immediately. Manchester United want both them deals done as soon as possible. Also, Mason Greenwood to Marseille could be back on with this deal advancing and De Zirkzee pushing for it. Will Mason Greenwood get done soon? I think it has to. He needs to get out of Manchester United as soon as possible so we can get the money in to invest into transfers and so that awkwardness doesn't linger around for much longer. But look, everyone, it's brilliant to be back. I enjoyed my week off, but I've been waiting. I've been itching to get back into the transfers because I kept seeing things. I kept seeing Euro, I kept seeing De Ligt, I kept seeing Zirkzee, and I was like, no, I want to go on and I want to talk about this. And now I think this is the week where things will start to advance and you'll start to see things happening, especially since Zirkzee and De Ligt are now knocked out of the Euros. I mean, Kobbie Mainoo, Euros finalist, and Zirkzee and De Ligt could be on the way to Manchester United very, 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 very soon. But welcome everybody to the show. Get your chats in, get your super chats in, get your opinions in. I want to know everything that you guys are thinking, and let's get into the news. So first of all, let's start off on Mason Greenwood, a little bit of outgoings, because this is quite a big update. Because when I saw what the Marseille mayor said about Mason Greenwood, I thought, that's deal off. I mean, I understood where he was coming from. I absolutely did. I'm going to be honest, but I thought that's deal off. I thought Marseille are not going to be able to proceed with this without a lot of backlash. But it's coming in actually from Fabrizio Romano and a French outlet as well, both kind of backing up this story, that Marseille keep working on the Mason Greenwood personal terms agreement. Discussions underway about the salary structure after the €30 million package deal agreed with Manchester United. The board and Roberto De Zirkzee want to make it happen, and talks do continue. So that deal is progressing. I mean, if I was Mason Greenwood and I heard the Marseille mayor say that about me, I'd be thinking, do I really want to go to this club? But it seems like it is still progressing, and there is a deal there to be done with Manchester United. Manchester United, of course, have accepted the terms. I know a lot of people thought we should get a little bit more money for Greenwood, but I thought €30 million, around 25 million, and a 50% sell-on clause, which can increase as well. I think, I'm going to be honest, I think that's really good for an asset that we cannot use. It was an asset that we physically could not use going into this next season that we needed to get rid of, and we're managing to get some money and a good sell-on clause in there as well. So I think Ineos have done a good job on that. It's just whether it actually happens. But I think if the board is still okay with it, does the coach wants him, the mayor can't step in and stop that, I don't think. But it will be interesting to see how it progresses. But it looks like it's on the right track. And to back that up as well, you've got a French outlet saying there that Marseille continue to pursue their transfer target Mason Greenwood as they look to finalise personal terms. So that just means basically they need to agree the wage with Mason Greenwood and the contract, which I think should be pretty straightforward. There was talks that Greenwood might pivot to Lazio because he was disencouraged by what the mayor said, which, I mean, you can understand because it would be daunting for him going into that, knowing that the mayor is so against it. So it will be interesting, but I do think that deal will happen. Whether it is Marseille or Lazio, I think it's looking like it will be Marseille. That deal will happen quite quickly, which is good for us because we've got all the transfers on the go. A lot of talk that Manchester United didn't have much money, but we've got Zirkzee there, we've got De Ligt there, we've got Euro there, we've got Branthwaite here, Ugarte over there. We've got all the transfers going on, and we need a left back too. Money needs to come into this club, and plus, we just need to figure out a solution to that awkwardness right now. So Mason Greenwood should be on his way out. Thank you everyone, by the way, for all the lovely chats coming in. I really do appreciate it. I did manage to tune into a few of the shows when I was away on holiday because, you know, you need your fix of Manchester United. And I noticed a few comments then as well. So thank you very much for all the positive comments in the chat. I really do appreciate it. And I have missed speaking to you guys as well. I really, really have. And I'm excited to see what the next few weeks brings. I think it's really exciting times for Manchester United right now. I think the transfer business that we're doing looks super positive. I think the way we're working actually looks like we're an efficient club that is highly ambitious and wants the best for the club. I think Ineos are doing a really good job as of now. Obviously want to get some deals done, but I'm really impressed with the way we're going about transfer business. And I think the new coaches coming in have put a new lease of life into Erik ten Hag as well. He seems really positive around Carrington, so I'm excited to get onto the pre-season tour. I'm excited to get some deals over the line, and I'm really excited for next season as well. Daniel Longbottom, a member for 34 months, says, Beth, you look like you would have hit a run with David Dickinson. Jokes. Hope you've had a good holiday. I mean, are you talking about my tan? Are you talking about my tan here? I feel like that's what you're trying to say. But yeah, thank you. I mean, I'll take that as a compliment. Mike James, a member for 9 months, says, Beth, let me take you out for dinner. I mean, I'm not looking for that sort of thing at the moment. I'm just staying in my lane, just enjoying, focusing on work life. But thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment as well. But thank you, everyone. Mario Rossi says, Beth disappears in... Oh, I'm not reading that out. I'm not reading that out. Come on. No, it's not about that on the show. That comment is no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I was nothing to do with that, by the way. I was absolutely nothing to do with that. I've been working on some deals low-key with Manchester United, and if you see a few here we goes happening recently, what can I say? I'm just enjoying my holiday, everyone. But let's move on to De Ligt, because I think that's really exciting. The De Ligt deal, last time I spoke to you guys, I was a little bit like this with De Ligt. I was like, it could go really well, but also it could be one of them where we're looking back at it in a couple of seasons' time thinking, I think we should have avoided that deal and gone for something else. But as I've been away, I've had a lot of time to think. As I'm sat on my sun lounger, soaking in the sun, I've been thinking, would De Ligt be good at Manchester United? Who's going to partner him? Also, how are we bringing in Branthwaite, Yoro and De Ligt? Who's going to play? I had all these questions circling in my mind, and I came to a conclusion on De Ligt that I'm going to choose to be excited about it. And that's probably bias, because I support Manchester United. I want to get behind every player. But I was thinking, he's still only 24 years old. I think Lisandro Martinez is 26. Still only 24. Was the next best thing coming out of Ajax. He's a leader. He's played in some really big games. Yes, his career has kind of took a turn for the worst. Not the worst. Like it's not took a turn for the worst. He's not had a bad career. It's just not reached the heights that he would have expected. Like the fact he wasn't starting for the Netherlands, I feel like he's quite disappointing for De Ligt, considering what he's done in his career and kind of the expectations around him. But he is a very good player. I've been reading what Bayern Munich fans have been saying about De Ligt. They've been starting petitions to try and get De Ligt to stay. They think he's their best defender. So for the deal that we're looking at around De Ligt, which I think it's the late 30 millions, probably pushing into the 40 million mark for De Ligt, and the fact he only wants Manchester United as well. I keep hearing De Ligt only wants Manchester United. That's music to my ears. I want players that want to come and play for the badge. You always feel like you get a little bit more. So, and I think actually his style of play would really complement Lisandro Martinez too. So I think that would be a really good pairing. He knows Erik ten Hag already. So he knows how Erik ten Hag wants him to play. He can just seamlessly fit straight in. And I do think he's suitable to the Premier League. The only things that kind of a little red flags in the back of my head is injuries. He has had a few issues with injuries, which we want to avoid at Manchester United because we've had enough of them problems already. But if he is agreeing to a pay cut, and he'll still be on a good number, do not get me wrong, he'll still be on a good number. But De Ligt, I have sort of changed my mind. I'm getting really excited about it because he's an experienced defender at a young age that can come in, and I feel like if he gets off onto the right foot, doesn't have much problems with injuries, and him and Lisandro build that partnership straight away, I think they could take the Premier League by storm a little bit. So I'm getting excited about it, and I kind of have changed my tune on it a little bit. So let's get the story in from De Ligt, because this morning I was watching Mark's morning show, and he was saying that, Ornstein was saying to his knowledge that De Ligt wasn't as advanced as what we thought, and that Branthwaite is more of a priority. I might have worded that a little bit wrong, so forgive me if I have. But that's sort of the sense I got when I was watching the show. But it's coming in from two really good sources. You've got Plettigol, who's obviously works for Sky Germany, which is De Ligt is at Bayern Munich, so he's been really good on this deal. And you've also got Fabrizio Romano bringing in updates on this as we speak. So Plettigol's update was, it's decided, we've been told that De Ligt wants to join Manchester United with immediate effect. Bayern Munich informed about his decision, advanced talks between the clubs now, but not a deal done yet. A verbal agreement in Manchester United and De Ligt about long-term contract is done. The agent is now working on the final details to get the deal done and sealed. Medical not booked yet. But the deal with De Ligt, in terms of contract, personal terms, is done. So all Manchester United need to do for this deal to progress is agree a fee with Bayern Munich, and basically when are we going to pay this deal, because I think Manchester United are looking to pay instalments over multiple years and seasons, because financial fair play is something we still need to worry about considering the situation we're in. So it's about agreeing them terms with Bayern Munich. But in terms of the player, as soon as we've got the agreement in place with Bayern Munich, that's, here we go. Like, he wants to come, personal terms are done, that's ready. So medical's still not booked yet, but as soon as we get them terms sort of agreed, that's going to happen. And that's music to my ears, because I feel like this could happen quickly, as Romano backed this up, basically saying United want the Zirkzee and De Ligt deals done as soon as possible. He says more on De Ligt. Manchester United and Bayern are close to reaching an agreement on fee. Talks progressing. Bayern insist on €50 million, with Manchester United structuring the proposal with add-ons included. So basically backs up exactly what Plettigol is saying there. De Ligt to Manchester United, in terms of personal terms, contract, that's in place. Manchester United want to get the deal done as soon as possible. Bayern Munich are just insisting on a little bit of a higher fee, but a bit of negotiating happens there. Manchester United want this to happen. That deal is done, and De Ligt's on his way to Manchester, I feel like, to do a medical. I feel like this deal is very, very close. And it's strange to me, because this is what I can't quite figure out. I feel like there's no way on earth we are signing 3 centre-backs. I just don't feel like we are. We're going to sign De Ligt, I feel like, and then it's Branthwaite and Yoro. It's the opposite situation with Yoro. We've completely agreed the fee with Lille. Like, Lille are like happy for that deal to happen. It's Yoro waiting on his decision on whether he wants to wait for Real Madrid. But if he turns around to United and says, I want to come to United, which could happen any time, we're signing De Ligt and we're signing Yoro. And I feel like that's when we say goodbye to Branthwaite, because I feel like what Everton are asking for Branthwaite is way too high anyway, personally. I like Branthwaite. I've said I like him. I think he's got loads of potential at only 21. But the fact of the matter is, we should not be going above 55 million plus 5 million add-ons. We shouldn't. And if Everton insist, you know, you progress with the De Ligt and Yoro deals, and I feel like that would be great for Manchester United anyway. People say we need a left-footed centre-back, and I can understand that. But if anyone's watched Argentina, Lisandro Martinez is absolutely flying. Touch wood, injury-wise, he's been fine, and he's on top form. And then if Martinez does get injured, which, you know, could happen, Luke Shaw can always play that position. He can always do it. But Luke Shaw's also injury-prone as well. It'd be good to get a left-sided centre-back in, but you can make something work. So It'll be very interesting to see how the centre-back situation plays out, because for me, De Ligt's happening. De Ligt is happening. We just need to come to an agreement on a fee with Bayern Munich, which we're going to do. Bayern Munich want to sell. They need money in to go and get Tar. Manchester United want to get De Ligt over the line. Ten Hag will probably be pushing for it. It's worked for him before. De Ligt wants to join. That's going to happen. So De Ligt, I feel like, is the most likely out of all three. I actually probably am in the minority of this, and this could be me being a little bit delusional. I think Yoro might turn around and come to Manchester United, to be honest with you. Because I think about it like this. I know Real Madrid is the dream, and I get that. Real Madrid, you know, they're winning Champions Leagues, they're winning La Liga, they're way more advanced than us. They are the dream club to play for. I get it. But Manchester United are going all out for you. They're paying the price for you. They are saying, you know, come to us, you're going to get game time. You know, we are the biggest club in England still. Yes, we finished 8th last season, which is a disgrace in terms of our standards. But, you know, we are looking to build something under Erik ten Hag, and he's going to get game time. He's going to be an important player. And I really like the fact Manchester United are pushing it, because I remember that time when we missed out on Rafael Varane to Real Madrid when we really wanted him, and we regretted it. I feel like this is the same situation with Yoro, so United are pushing it. It is unfortunate that he prefers Real Madrid over us, and if it was any other club, I'd be like, you know, I'm not too keen that United isn't, you know, a priority for him, but it's Real Madrid. And also the fact he came out on Twitter when he didn't need to, because people would have figured out that was a fake account. The fact he came out on Twitter and dismissed that tweet from the fake account of his saying that he doesn't want Manchester United, the fact he dismissed that makes me think he's definitely thinking about joining United. And I don't think United would have agreed a deal with Lille if there wasn't a small chance, because they will be speaking to the player and they will be speaking to the agent. So Yoro and De Ligt, I think, would be brilliant deals to do. I really do. Yoro's got the potential, 18 years old. I mean, his potential is endless. And then De Ligt has got that experience, but he's still young to come in and to partner Lisandro Martinez, and then you embed Yoro in slowly but surely. I think that'd be great. I think either Maguire or Lindelof will go. I don't think both will go, but if Ineos want to surprise me and really make me happy, then both would go, and maybe you could look at Branthwaite again, but I think Branthwaite, Everton will price us out of a deal on that. I don't think we'll get Branthwaite. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but get in the chat what you think. And we've got Simon G. Kelly saying Branthwaite needs to push on his side if he's really that keen. The thing is, though, what I was seeing is that Branthwaite wants to come to Man United, but he also wants to be respectful to Everton, so he's not going to push. So I don't think we have a chance of that. But if I was him, I would be, because I think it's a real opportunity to move to Manchester United. But is he even going to start Branthwaite? Because I think you don't pay near enough 60 million for a centre-back for him not to start. But Lisandro Martinez is the starting left-sided centre-back. So I don't see Branthwaite starting immediately for Manchester United, even if we did sign him, to be honest. I see De Ligt starting it on the right, and I see Martinez starting on the left. Mario Franco says, hi Beth, Todibo to Juventus feels like we got robbed. I know, it's unfortunate on Todibo, but there's nothing we can do. I've crossed Todibo out and I've moved him out of my mind. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Our dog 95 says, just give De Ligt and start the show. I mean, exactly. We need De Ligt could be the first here we go. It's going to be De Ligt or Zirkzee. Got updates on Zirkzee coming very soon. Kieran says, even if De Ligt is not a world beater, we need more mentality monsters like him for moments when the squad needs a kicking next season. LMP says, Beth, you look beautiful and hope you had a good holiday. What signing are you most looking forward to out of those linked so far, and why? It's a really good question, and thank you very much. I would say, I asked my brother this actually. My brother's most excited for De Ligt. He really likes De Ligt. I'm getting more sold on De Ligt as the days go by, but the signing I'm most looking forward to, if we manage to get Yoro over the line, I'd be really looking forward to that, because I think he's such a generational talent. I really do. And besides that, I'd be really excited about Ugarte, to be honest with you, which has seemed to gone a bit quiet, but I do think we're still in for him. Ugarte would be really exciting, because I think he'd actually complement Kobbie Mainoo really, really well. And he's going to be starting week in, week out, I feel like, next to Mainoo if we do sign him. And I really do like him as a player and him as a destroyer in the midfield. So probably him. But there's a lot to be excited about at the moment. Get in the comments down below. Who's your most exciting signing that we're looking at? Let me know. And why? Give me a reason to. Sven Lima says, give Luke Shaw some tips how to go on holiday. I'm not reading that out, even. I'm not reading that out. Luke Shaw looked good yesterday for England. Luke Shaw looked very good for England, can I just say. And the one thing I'm thinking about Luke Shaw is, God forbid, don't get injured. Because if he does, we still don't know a left-back that we're going for. We heard murmurs about Gutierrez the other day with Girona. Apparently he was discussed when we did the Donny van der Beek deal, and thank God Donny's gone. Lovely guy. Hope he does really well at Girona, but thank God he's gone, honestly. So left-back, we need to get working on it, to be honest with you. And Goldio says, off topic, but I've got to ask your England thoughts. My England thoughts is, we actually looked like we came to life in yesterday's game. Kobbie Mainoo is just insane. Like, the fact he was only just starting professional games for Manchester United in November, and he's literally outshining everyone in England. Like, he's insane. Like, you have a midfield of Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham and Kobbie Mainoo, and Kobbie Mainoo's standing out in them. And, it's not just any old players. Like, Declan Rice was 100 million to Arsenal last year. Jude Bellingham, I think he's getting over-criticised, and I think he's a brilliant player. But Kobbie Mainoo's standing out. That's what's exciting for Manchester United. And I actually thought Gareth Southgate got his subs spot on. I've been highly critical. I think he got his subs spot on. I think he was about 15 minutes late maybe with them, which you can't afford to be against Spain. So we'll see how that plays out in the final. But I think that's the best game that Southgate's coached against the Netherlands personally, and I'm not a big fan of his. So yeah, I'm excited for the final on Sunday. But let's talk more about United. So next up, I want to talk about Joshua Zirkzee. Got that cameo against England yesterday for the Netherlands. Honestly, I don't think you can judge a player in 2 minutes of watching them, personally. I just don't think you can. I mean, how can you say, which I've seen a few people saying on Twitter, how can you say a player's rubbish when they've not played for about a month because they've not been picked by Ronald Koeman and they get 2 minutes at the end of the game for like the last 2 games? You can't judge a player on that. You really can't. It's like at Manchester United when Erik ten Hag used to bring on, Pellistri and Ahmad for about 2 minutes. You can't judge it. You really can't judge it. You've got to give them players them games to kind of play and see them. So I'm not judging Zirkzee off that. What I would say about Zirkzee is I think it's a massive work in progress, and I think people are expecting more than what we're probably going to get straight away. My thing is, the reason we're going for Zirkzee is the fact he's cheap. Like, that is why. We've not gone and looked at Zirkzee across the season and gone, we have to get him, he's unreal. We've looked at the striker market, we've seen how expensive everyone is, we've seen he's a young talent, and don't get me wrong, he is talented, and I do think he can do really well at Manchester United. But the reason we're pushing it so much is because of that release clause. Because we've got multiple positions to go and get, and he's a good player with a lot of potential at a very good price when you look at the striker market. That's why we're going for it. And that's not a bad thing, by the way. You have to be smart in business sometimes. We've got a midfielder to get. We've got 2, I'd be surprised, but even 3 centre-backs to get. We've got a left-back to get. And there's talks of us going for another striker as well, which I don't think will happen. But we're going for Zirkzee because he's cheap. But he has got something that Højlund hasn't got. He's a different sort of striker. And I do think it will really help Højlund, and it will give a different dynamic to our front 3. So I am getting excited about it. And Zirkzee, he's so close to Manchester United. Romano teasing it again before. He quote tweeted one of his Zirkzee tweets about Manchester United hopeful to getting the deal done and booking a medical in, and him flying to Manchester to get that done, with the eyes emojis and the soon emoji. I think it was the timer emoji, actually. So I think here we go for Zirkzee. Could literally be any time. Personal agreements in place with Manchester United, which we all know. Contract sorted. It's just agreeing with Bologna how much we're going to pay and what stages we're going to pay the money at. I think, if I'm not wrong, it'd be cheaper for us altogether if we just paid the money up front. But I think United might want to stagger it over, payment stages, a little bit like Klarna, if kind of, compare it to something like that. So that just needs to be resolved. And then I feel like the Zirkzee, here we go, could be any time. But got an update from Ben Jacobs on this as well. He said, Manchester United are hoping to wrap up the deal for Joshua Zirkzee this week. Terms and agents' commissions finalised. Zirkzee has agreed a 5-year contract. Talks with Bologna an advanced staged. United feel Zirkzee complements Rasmus Højlund and can be used as more than just a number 9. This is what we keep hearing. Ten Hag feels like Zirkzee can play all across the front 3. And we know Ten Hag loves a player like that. So you could see a world in which Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee can play together. Zirkzee, even though he's tall and he's big, he's brilliant with the ball at his feet, and he's really good at linking up the play. So you could see him across that front 3. I predominantly do see him starting at number 9, but you could see him across that front 3 at different points. We did want that wide player in Michael Olise, so it could be sort of the compromise on that as well. And he's nothing like Olise, but it's sort of the compromise, considering it looks like we're probably not going to get a right winger in now. But yeah, Ben Jacobs says the negotiations with Bologna are at an advanced stage, and that lines up with Romano basically saying very, very, very soon on the here we go for Zirkzee. So I reckon Zirkzee could be any time now. And now I'm back. Last year, I think I got the first here we go, did I? I definitely got the first here we go of the Erik ten Hag reign, because I got my last year here we go, and that was the first one that we ever got. It's a shame how that's panned out, because I was excited about that at the time. Can't believe Malacia still isn't training with the first team, by the way. What on earth is going on there? I mean, I feel sorry for the guy at this point. It's basically like writing him off as a player if he can't even Like, is he even going to be fit for next season? Is he even going to be able to go on the tour? Like, it's crazy how long this injury has been. Crazy, honestly. You've had players, you know, with a broken leg or an ACL be out for less time than this. So, yeah, it'll advance very quickly on Zirkzee, is my feeling. And what I can say is Zirkzee's definite. It's definitely going to happen. We just need them 3 words from Romano, but it's definite. And I think De Ligt is heading in that direction as well. Got a couple of super chats in. Logan with a super chat, thank you very much. And Captain T1 says, Beth, who is in your starting 11, Højlund or Zirkzee? Still Højlund for me. I think Højlund starts the season and Zirkzee tries to knock on the door to get in, to make his way in there. But what I will say is Zirkzee will not be coming to Manchester United to sit on the bench. He had a full agreement in place with AC Milan. A full agreement. Like, he thought he was going to AC Milan. Ten Hag's been on the phone every single day. That's what Romano said, every single day, trying to convince him to come. There will be conversations saying, you will have minutes. This is my plan for you. So Zirkzee isn't just going to be a backup to Rasmus. It's going to be full-on competition there. But I do think definitely Rasmus starts the season based off what he did last season and the graph that he put in. It's Zirkzee's job to kind of compete with that and get himself into the starting 11. So I think you'll see good competition. We're going to be in the Europa League, going to be playing multiple games. I think both players will get good chances and, you know, may the best player win their spot. You want to see competition at Manchester United. That's exactly what you want to see. And for different games, there's different purposes. You know, Zirkzee's a different sort of striker to Højlund, and I think they'll both complement each other and hopefully both improve different areas to each other's game, which I think is really important because you want all-rounders across the squad. So it's exciting. But get in the chat what you think. Some said start both. As much as Zirkzee can play across the front three, I reckon the starting front three for United on the first day of the season will be still Højlund up front. I think it'll be Rashford on the left and Garnacho on the right. I think that's how we'll start, but maybe it'll be a bit different. We'll see. The thing is, Zirkzee isn't going to come into the pre-season tour, I don't think, because he's only just finished with the Netherlands and he's going to need his holiday. So it's going to be hard to see him before the season starts, really. Harrison Holt says, did you enjoy the England game last night, Beth? It was a great night, wasn't it? I mean, I did, but I just chilled and watched it at home, to be honest. I was absolutely knackered from travelling back, and I had to go to London straight after my holiday for exciting reasons to do with the United stand, actually. So I wasn't too fussed about that because it's for an exciting sort of project. So yeah, it was just a chilled one at home, but it was amazing. And I was so glad Ollie Watkins scored the winner because we've been crying out for some mobility up front, and he seems like such a nice guy. Like, whenever I see him in interviews, and seems like such a hard worker. So I like it when good things happen to good people. So very happy for him. What a finish. Welsh Hunter says first pre-season game on Monday. I know it's coming around so quick. For me, I know that we're not going to have any new signings in for the pre-season tour unless Yoro pivots and says yeah. If Yoro says yes to United anytime now, Yoro could be in for the pre-season tour. He absolutely could. So he could be in there for it. But how likely is that? I'm not too sure, but he could be in for it. But we have got exciting prospects. You know, you've got youth players coming through. A lot of people talking about Harry Armas, Ethan Collier. They're ones to watch. I feel like Mason Mount is like a new signing. People are writing Mason Mount off. Remember, he has the number 7 shirt. Erik ten Hag agreed to that. He's in training. Fresh start. Mason Mount could be one to watch. Ahmad is now an important part of the project, and apparently we're going to negotiate a new contract for him. He's one to watch because he'll be eyeing up that right wing position, especially now we've not gone and bought a right winger, and it doesn't look like we're going to. So Ahmad could have a really exciting season in the pre-season tour. He's going to be one to watch. And of course, you know, you've got players like Rashford who haven't been on international duty, had a poor season, and it's like, what have you got? I know pre-season people can come to life, and then the start of the season, you know, you're like, where's that pre-season form gone? But there is some exciting players to watch out for on the pre-season tour, and I'm really excited about it as well. I'm excited for Erik ten Hag's press conference for him to talk about signings, to talk about who we're going to go and buy, because he seems like he's got a bit of a spring in his step, and we are close on a lot of these deals. And even if we do get, you know, the deal agreed, but the players aren't able to be there, say if we get deal agreed with De Ligt, deal agreed with Zirkzee, Ten Hag's then allowed to speak about these signings. And you could ask, you know, if we get to ask Erik ten Hag in a press conference, because we will be on the US pre-season tour, if we get to ask, you know, how do you see Zirkzee and Højlund playing together? Are they competitors? Do you see them playing together? That'd be a brilliant answer to get out of Ten Hag to see how we'll go in the season. So excited for that. Got a few more chats to go through. A lot of people saying Mount shouldn't have the number 7, and based off last season, no. Based off last season, no. But he was injured. It's not as if he put stinker after stinker in. I thought when he played, he was good, especially towards, in the second half of the season. A couple of games he came on, I thought he did really well, but injuries massively held him back. So it'll be good to see him. And at the moment, I don't see a place for him in the starting 11. Because I think about what our starting 11 is going to be next season. You know, you've got Onana in goal, you've got Dalot at right back, you've got Martinez and De Ligt as the centre-backs. I think they'll start the season personally. Shaw left back, and then you've got, if Shaw's injured, the new left back who I think will be one of our later signings, but I think we will sign that new left back. Your midfield 3, you'd say, would be Ugarte, Kobbie Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes. And then your front 3, I reckon, will still be Rashford, Højlund and Garnacho, with Ahmad and Zirkzee highly competing to get into that front 3. So I don't see where Mason Mount comes in. I really don't. But he's got the 7. Ten Hag wanted him. The club pushed for him. You know, we paid 60 million for this player. Let's see what he's all about. And I do think he's a good player. So it'll be... I think he's one to watch that a lot of people have written off, for sure. And the great one says play Mount at right wing. I don't think that'll be happening, to be honest with you. But yeah, as well as Uruguay being out, Ugarte deal could speed up. But they're the exciting things to come. I definitely think De Ligt and Zirkzee, though, massive, massive, massive here we goes that we could see any time. So make sure you stay tuned on that. Did I miss anything? Has anything come out as I have been live? Just having a little check. I don't think so. I think that is all for now, everyone. But get in the comments down below, who do you think will be first? Will it be Zirkzee? Will it be De Ligt? Who are you most excited for? Who are you most excited to see on the pre-season tour? Let me know. I do think Here We Go is very close, and I can't wait to have that live where breaking news, you've got to go live and we can get excited about something. But thank you for watching, everyone. It's been brilliant to be back. It's been great to talk to you. It's been great to have the comments back in. And yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait for signings to progress. And I can't wait to see what Manchester United muster up next. But thank you for watching. We will see you on the next one. Or if any breaking news happens, hit a like on the video. And yeah, see you later, everyone.